All right, welcome back for another game night. We are playing the new Specter Ops from Plaid Hat Games. This is Ash's game, and he is here with us also, unfortunately. D.
We didn't take the game and not invite him.
Yeah, we tried, but he came anyway.
No, you can't.
Just have to play and then go.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that hard to learn. It's
No, it's
6
actually-
pages or something like that.
Why did it take about 3 hours to explain it?
You were trying to order food. That's why.
All right, enough of that. Let's get on with this. Okay, so we're playing Specter Ops, 5-player. None of us has played this before. I am playing the agent, which is the secret bad guy or good guy, depending on your perspective. And these 4 guys are the hunters.
Or are we?
Yeah. Tell us who you're playing, Tony.
The Prophet, who seems to have precognition and mind-reading abilities.
We chose that figure for him because he's bald and the Prophet's bald.
Happy accident.
What?
I'm the puppet. I've got abilities that involve controlling the car or controlling the motion sensor on the vehicle, not car.
D?
I am the gun. I have lots of stuff to do with guns, shooting stuff.
And he chose that because he's a girl.
Yeah.
And I'm the beast. I'm a werewolf.
Okay.
For want of a better word.
What's happened here is,
Hairy and brown.
in a 5-player game, we have traitor and ally
you wish
cards.
You could grow a beard like this.
So those cards there next to the character sheet are all that colour on the top, but 3 of them are blue, 1 of them are red. I've secretly handed them out, so I know who the traitor is. It's Tony.
He secretly handed it out to Martin.
Yeah.
I
We
pass
know,
it to Ash.
and we know it's D because he would go mad to be one because he's never been one.
I've never played this game. I have no idea if it's a game.
How many times have you played Battlestar Galactica and not been the traitor, D?
I picked up 17. You are not a Cylon card.
Even playing Gareth Balfour. How many times?
4.
4 times as Gareth Balfour.
Yeah, we rigged that, totally.
Yeah, so I'm never a bad guy when I want to be.
Okay, so, state of the game. I'm one of these 4 characters.
He's that character.
Actually,
we believe it's that now because he named him.
They think I'm that one. They each have a different ability. My cards, actually, I'll show you guys so you guys can see who I am and see if they guessed right. That is who I am. And these are my 3 cards I've chosen. Oh man, come on, focus in.
Do you want me to help you?
And I will show you my map so you can see. I start over there. This is obviously the map of the board, and the escape routes at the top there. They start down here where I've written the word fuzz, and there's objectives over there, and there, and there. So I need to complete 3 of those in the. Sorry, I've got 40 turns. And I need to complete 3 of those objectives in 40 turns and escape before they kill me. And that's it. So when we come to the gameplay turn, you'll see a little more about what's going on. But like,
It's one of those hidden movement games like Fury of Dracula, Letters from Whitechapel, Scotland Yard, things like that, where we are the cops, the hunters, whatever, looking for him who's sneaking around doing bad stuff, in essence.
Okay.
Oh, and we should have been playing the game of Pretense at the same time.
Yeah.
Managed to finish that one.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll come back in a bit. Okay, so we're back for our gameplay turn. We're only on turn 7, but we thought we'd start filming now because it's getting quite intense. You can have a quick scan of my map, not that you can see that much.
One of the objectives, haven't you?
Yep, I have found that objective down there.
This was his last known position.
They've spotted me and they've realised that I am the spider. I've used a couple of abilities, proximity mine and the tangle line, and I've tapped this one. If you guys want to see what it is.
Yes, please.
It's a blank card.
Yeah.
Tap this card.
I've taken no wounds yet, as such. I've only had 1 shot at me. They got a token on the board there because they think that's where I am.
Yeah, that's not game stuff. That's
No,
where,
that's
for our use.
Yeah. You can see that's where I am.
I'm not that.
Okay, so I'm going to pass you over to Martin. He's going to film a little bit more because
Martin's probably just going to accuse me of being the traitor because he's trying to divert attention from himself.
Not at all. So Jason needs some time to think about his go. So what I thought we'd do is, right, as discussed, one of us, by this loyalty card here, is not loyal. Is loyal to Jason, I guess. So at this point,
He's
D,
a member of ARC.
who do you think it is?
Oh, 3 of you. I'm torn between 2 people.
And they are?
I think either Ashen or Tony.
Okay. Ashen, same question.
I was torn between all 3 of you. Some of the information we've just gotten makes me not think Tony anymore. And Martin has been very, very aggressively vocal, but D is untrustworthy beyond belief. So
Due to nothing to do with the game. Ashen just doesn't trust anything I ever do. So.
And I'd like to say, if anyone's been aggressively vocal, it's definitely that guy there. Okay, so you're narrowing it down to 2 as well.
yes.
Tony?
At the moment, I'm narrowing it down to 2. Martin or Ash.
So everyone's got 2 other people.
Right, and unfortunately,
Then I get a vote.
nobody cares what you think. I had a bit of a crisis of faith earlier because I have been pretty sure it's been Ashen, yeah, him, for a long time. And then a couple of things happened that thought, well, maybe it wasn't, basically Ashen was the one that saw
He was-
Jason down here.
Ashen stood here and he saw Jason.
And as a traitor, he has the option of essentially lying, or Jason has the option of essentially lying and saying that he can't see him when he can. And because that happened, that makes me think, well, perhaps he is loyal after all. However, Jason could have been going, well, I'm going to do this to kind of make us think that Ashen isn't it. So I'm still 80% sure Ashen is not on the level. Tony's been extremely quiet, so he's hard to read. I'm never playing poker with this guy. But I think D's on the level completely. I mean,
And we had the big sniff incident, didn't we?
we did, yeah. Basically,
that big famous sniff.
Ashen here, he sniffed an area.
He has an ability called Sniff.
Yeah,
Right?
Well, actually, it's called enhanced senses.
Yes.
So,
No sniff.
So he can sense the area and see if he's within 4 squares or something like that. And he wasn't. And we worked out there's only one possible square that Jason could have been on and not still been in the sniff range, which is here. So we're going to now, this is why we put this token here, we're going to now check to see if he's in there. And if he's not there, then that means Ashen is definitely the traitor.
Oh, but he's had a move. He's just
Yeah.
doing a move
He has
now.
smoothed off.
So he could have moved from there.
And also, within 2 turns, you can guarantee that, can't you?
We're in 2 turns.
Well, unless Tony's a traitor.
that's true. That is true.
Here's the thing. Any information we have and any hypotheses we form are based on flawed information. Because the only one, I was going to say the only one not giving us information is D, but even D is giving us information because the guy can walk past him and go, I'm not here, sort of thing. So
I don't have a.
Well, just for information, I have moved, so you guys can take your turn.
Okay, good. Well, who wants to go
I
first?
don't know.
I think.
Do you want me to film while you guys...
Yeah.
Okay, so assumption being, if Tony's loyal,
He hasn't crossed the road.
he hasn't crossed the road. Okay.
What they're looking at.
Okay.
And
No. Can I just suggest something?
Yep.
That I ping the scanner. Now, if it shows he's over here, you will know I'm a traitor.
Yeah, but you can lie about the scanner as well.
yes.
Oh yeah.
Two of us in the car.
Well, I think only one person. I think you can only use a scanner once.
Can I ask, Tony? I was 50% of your accused. What have I done or not done that made you think that?
No, there's no evidence.
Brilliant.
I just wanted to see how people's reactions were going to be when I accused them.
The only reason I say that is because
The only one that I've got there is possible partial evidence against is Ash, of course, because
Why?
this incident over here and the sniff incident.
How could this
That's as far
incident be? He could be there.
He could be. He
Okay.
could be.
Or
next term he'll know for sure. Tony will know 100%.
Yeah. I will know if he was or not.
unless he's a traitor.
The only reason I say that, Tony,
As you
is
can
because
tell,
I have
this
nothing
is
useful to
a
do, so
very
I
big
drove
part of the
you.
game.
Yeah.
Trying to call everybody's
That
bluff.
doesn't seem dodgy.
I love trader
no,
games.
Right, come on, let's do some.
So who is
chisel.
going to go?
Is it worthwhile me maybe standing there so I can see down that line and across that line? Because he might have just milled around here.
Could be. Okay. If Tony's a traitor, where could he go? Because
I'm sure that.
because he can't go here without Tony being a traitor. Because there'd be a last seen token there.
And I would see him as well.
Yes.
Was that it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I assume you've realised that. Okay.
So he,
Well, when put it past Jason to go. Oh yeah, you can actually see me.
so he could have gone down that there.
Of course, he could have just sidestepped and stood there, and then
True.
that's that.
That's what I'm thinking. If I go there, I've got that line.
I think we need to uncover that top
Right,
line. yeah.
I'm doing that then. So I'm going to go 1 and 2. I'm going to stay there. So now, for the viewers, my line of sight is I can see
We only
down
see straight lines.
this
by the
whole
way.
line. I also see this whole line here as well. So now Jason must tell me, can I see you?
You cannot. Just a little bit, that's where I am.
Damn it, 5's just never far enough, is it?
Okay, Ash, where are you going to go?
Move you down there, which isn't much, but
But could he be there though?
no.
So you're better off.
1, 2, 3.
I see him.
D can see straight.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Snigger.
Pardon?
Unless of course Steve's the traitor, but then he would have gone past Tony, who
Where
wouldn't
did
be
you
the
come
traitor.
from? D here.
Yeah. Yeah, you would.
outside to see them.
This
So
is
he
quite
couldn't-
dead.
He couldn't have moved, so he could.
He could be
there.
As the agent player, watching them move around where you know you are is just stupidly tense.
So close to me.
See, now I've got the choice if I can move 3 and try to sniff again.
Oh,
or I
give the
can move-
sniff a rest, man. Jesus.
Hey, I'm in a house with cats and I've got cat allergies, okay? Of course I'm going to sniff. Or I could move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it's not far enough.
Not far
we
enough.
need you to go one more space.
Unfortunately, I don't have that power.
I think you'll be alright not sniffing them. Just try and move as far. Because he's done this objective, so we're obviously under the assumption that he has four objectives.
Yeah.
One over here, one over there, one over there, one over there. So we assume he's either gone that way,
They know that because if you can
Or-
see on the map, there's 4 regions
could have
where
gone this way, but
objectives
then
could
you
be.
would've- one of us would have seen him there, so. Oh my god.
I'm almost
He can't
tempted.
be, I think he's either
There.
in this space here, which means I'm almost tempted to drive Tony forward 2 spaces just to narrow that down.
Yeah.
Or, but the problem with doing that is that's not
It means
moving
you're
me
not
up,
doing
and I'm
anything.
never going to be up further.
And Tony can move himself,
Yeah.
can't he?
I can only
He's
get
in-
out of the car.
Yeah, but you're in the car.
Well,
You
you're
can
in
you
the
can
car,
drive the
so
car,
You
though.
can drive
Yeah,
the car
that's
to
true.
there for
Good.
2 points.
That is a good
Good
point.
point, good
I
point.
almost think you have to do that, Tony.
Yeah, I will do that.
Do you want to do that
negate
now?
that.
I'll do that
The
now.
problem is that still doesn't negate this space here, which Ash can't get to and I can't get to. But then I suppose if
But then we can get like lines of view.
suppose
as
I
well.
could get to here, and
We've
then
got, we've got
that
lines of arc, and then you'll see the
covers
last
that
scene.
and that. Yeah, let's put there. I definitely think you
I'll
should
do
that,
this
Tony.
first. Drive the car to there.
Can you see me?
I don't know.
Which, if that is correct, then that basically means he's got to have gone down.
It's funny, they're assuming that Ash didn't sniff me out. So they're basing everything on just hoping that Ash is not the traitor.
I'm 80% sure he is. So.
Well,
But yet you're-
you need to start listening to that 20%, mate. Seriously.
You need to be more trustworthy.
I'm the world's worst liar. You know that.
If only the world's greatest liar would say that. I'm going to move, Ash. okay?
Of course, by saying you moved over there, you're saying I'm the traitor.
Yes, I am.
No, I'm moving before, but I want
Yes,
to move
yes,
through.
I am.
Right, how about that?
You cannot see me.
I nearly weed a little bit.
I'm heading this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I want to.
It's just annoying because you're getting no extra information by doing that.
I know, but there's no extra information this way either.
Oh, he's getting extra information, or thinks he is, because he's saying I'm the traitor by running across the road, because he's lied about me seeing him not going across the road.
But the thing is, he's already across the road by now. It doesn't matter. Me
But if he's
being on
across
the
the road, he
road.
would have had to.
Tony would have seen
Yeah, he
it.
would have seen it.
Unless Tony's the traitor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's basically what I'm trying to narrow out.
Could all be on my way to the second objective.
Could be.
Well, I'll tell you next
Can you
time
guys
if he
remember the
was
rolls
there.
I did? Because then you'd know. the
Well,
rolls.
you say you'll tell us, but you
That's true.
3. And then after that, I blanked out.
I'm looking at them and I can't even remember the rolls.
I want to be there because that's just eating up your space, nothing else.
Eating up my space.
Then I can go to
We'll
there,
go that way then.
but he can't be there, as you
Well, I
pointed out
suppose-
quite nicely.
I suppose it's. We're not going to see him this turn, unfortunately, and he's going to get another move.
1, 2,
I think we've almost got to hedge our bets a bit in terms of where he's going them.
I think
Because if by putting things here, it means it's going to be harder for him to not be seen going in. He's going to give away something when he goes over here.
yeah. Can I see you?
No.
Okay then.
Right, and that is a turn. Even though the simplest of actions, it takes so long.
In a 4-player game, there is no traitor, so this would be.
A little bit more.
Just
Yeah.
everyone
I
working.
think we should leave that for the final thoughts.
All right, yeah, okay.
Because that's important.
Okay, well, that's basically a turn. There's not much else to say. I don't think we're going to form another turn because I wanted to sweat a bit more. So we'll come back to the final thoughts afterwards.
Maybe we'll come back to another turn later on when there's more stuff going on.
Yeah, that's a
Wait,
good idea.
faces
Yeah,
revealed.
that's a good idea, maybe.
Because I feel because we've only done 1 out of 3 of yours.
Yeah.
So we could still potentially.
And it's
Yeah,
only
a lot of
this is
information.
only turn 8 of this focus,
Yeah,
and we
maybe
can do
come back to, like,
40
Maybe
turns.
kind of like turn like 25 or something, or if we get that far.
Okay, yeah, we'll
we have
come
to
back.
think about it.
Okay, so we've finished the game after long last. It went a little longer than I expected.
Little?
we only finished. Yeah, the sheet. Only 27 turns.
Fair way through, man.
I got all 3 objectives. So one down there, one down here, and one over there. But unfortunately, I bit the dust. Down over here, somewhere over there, is the body of the spider.
In fact, it was very, very close to where you did your first objective.
Yeah. Well, I was really tense, really crazy last end towards the game. Turned out D was the traitor. Well done, D. You played a really good
Is
game.
that who you thought it was?
No.
No, you thought it was Martin.
And you thought it was me.
It's funny, all 3 of them thought it was
Because
Ash
that bit up
to the
there-
most of the day.
The
I
problem
didn't.
was,
Yeah.
the problem was, D convinced us both he was loyal, and so that meant the other of us
By
was-
not doing anything.
No, it wasn't not doing anything then. It was everything you'd done before then.
I pretty much just went where you guys said it would be a good idea to go. That's pretty much what I did for like the first 25-30 minutes of the game.
You know, for the next 6 hours, he was like, it wasn't that.
Nice.
Yeah, it has been quite a long game. I mean, how long did we play that game? Maybe 4 hours?
11.
I don't know.
We started at 11.
Yeah, something like that. I think it was. Or
Pre-order
maybe
promo.
10, maybe 10.
Is that a pre-order promo?
Yeah.
Is that was so good? Yeah, I used up all my cards: Stealth Field, Proximity Mine, and Tangle Line.
Apparently, according to BGG.
The last couple of turns, I was down here. They had no clue where I was, but this friggin' what is it?
Profit.
Post-cognition.
Yeah, just it's so good. It tells you where you've been last 2 turns. So I was like down there, and then I moved down to there, and then down to
but
there.
The problem was at that point,
They
we
weren't
thought
believing it.
We thought he was lying,
Yeah.
or we thought you were lying to cover his tracks.
But they've cornered me off. They blocked off the roads,
But the thing that
everything,
did
and
that,
I
though,
just had to try to
Jason,
make a run
because
for it.
you did that objective there, so we knew we were in, regardless of what Tony's ability was or wasn't saying, you had to be in there. So we cornered him off so we could see the roads, and then we knew one way or the other we'd know when he's getting out.
Yeah. But I mean, at that point, you guys had no idea I was down there. If it wasn't for the post-con, you guys thought I was over here somewhere.
At one point, we had they had the van here,
Yeah.
and they thought he was over here, and then all of a sudden, I did the scan because I was inside the car. I did the scan. Jason was like, "Okay, I'm in the southeast, which is in this section," and I think everyone was like, "How the hell has he got there?"
Yeah. Everyone was also convinced about everyone else being traitors. It was quite
No,
hilarious.
no. We were
Were you lying?
No,
Yeah.
everybody was certain it was me for the first, I don't know,
Half of the game.
three-quarters of the game or something
And
like
then
that.
the last quarter, we were certain you weren't the traitor. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Why? Because it was so definitely one of us three that Asher was completely absolved. It had to
Yeah,
be-
well, there
it
was
had
that
to be
point
Lloyd.
over there
Yeah.
where it was either
One of
my,
us three was
my
lying.
postcode
Okay.
that he
Oh,
walked
wow.
past.
That might have-
So, yeah, so what was also interesting was that when you guys cornered me off, I still had about another 13 or 14 turns left, but because the time had been ticking on and it was getting a bit late, I thought, screw it, I'm just going to make a run for it.
Well, I think you had to though. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I could danced around, going back and forth, trying to wait for a gap.
If we had the roads covered though, you couldn't have done anything
We
else.
was going to leave those positions.
And all
No.
we had to do was sit there, and you'd run out of time. So you had to make a go for it.
One thing to think about as well is that I think you probably should have bit the bullet and gone this way because both of these two were over here.
Yeah.
And they jumped us. Well, if you'd gone this way, it's only potentially Tony that could jump you because I would have immediately revealed on my next turn.
Yeah.
I'd have just went,
That was
I'm the bad guy.
my thought as well.
And
but
I
then
probably would have done the same thing. I would have gone, I'm the bad guy, I'll stun Tony, and then we'll just chip it. And we'll just run down this way and they generally won't catch us.
What I was asking, Dee, was you lying about when you were saying things like he must be over here, that sort of thing? Was that intentionally trying to mislead us, or did you have absolutely no
so
idea?
I had, obviously, using the prophecy of I knew roughly where I was. I was trying to manipulate who was in the road at certain stage, trying to give Jason that, like, I went into the road twice, so I had there, trying to hope that Jason would be like, right, this is the time to get over that road. But then trying to do quick shifts between me and Ashton as well, and but then you didn't move across the road either at that stage, did you? You just like milled around here.
Yeah, I was just
It's
trying to buy.
interesting. The traitor doesn't know where he's going, so it's just a lot of. I'm,
Yeah, a couple
I'm
of
trying
ti-
to help you, but I'm not really sure if I am or not.
A couple of times, I mean, D was trying to help me, but he was actually giving my position away.
Because I also had to keep my disguise.
Yeah.
As well.
And I was like,
couldn't
oh
really
god, this is
fit
getting
into that,
tight.
but I'm pretty sure I actually followed you around for most of that game as well.
Yeah.
I knew roughly where you were, so.
I also thought it was for probably the first 10 or 15 turns, Ash, either he was cheating or he was reading my mind. It's like, he knew exactly where I was all the time. Yeah, it's like, I think he's going to be moving over here and do this. It's like, holy shit, that's exactly where I am. And then they were like, no, Ash is trying to ignore him.
One thing I will say, as we just discussing before, is that when the traitor does reveal, I didn't look at Jason's sheet, so I could see where he was, the same vice versa. So I sort of a bit of guesswork as to where he's gone. I personally feel that if I had been able to look at his sheet, I could have then preempted where I was going to go. I also had a smoke grenade, which could then conceal an area, allowing us to move off from there as well. So
Yeah.
that's one thing which it may have only prolonged your life maybe 1 or 2 turns, but it could have been an important turn because then one wrong decision by then could have meant that you would have moseyed on over there as well. So
It was really close,
The next
yeah.
game or first game that viewers play, or next game that we play, knowing that information, it might make things a slight bit different when it comes to the traitor when they reveal as well.
Look, talking about the rules, I mean, there was a couple of things that came up during this game that wasn't really clarified. Like, for one, can you move through the...
A revealed agent.
Yeah. And also, what was the other thing that was quite...
I can't remember.
There's a couple of things that came up.
Communication between the
Yeah,
traitor and the agent.
I
Basically,
think
the
when
rules-
you were looking about, can you lie about because I was doing a scan, could you lie about which area you say you were in as well?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
I think
that
you
was
can advise
answered.
on
Yeah, that was odd.
Yeah.
It was something else that came up earlier that I was thinking about.
A few technical hitches.
Yeah, a couple camera won't film so long.
Yeah, one thing I was just about to say before the camera change was the rulebook is only what 6 pages, 8 pages.
Something like
But I
that.
kind of feel like there should be a lot more information in there. There's a couple of vague answers which didn't really give you an
Well,
exact.
super vague stuff.
Yeah, so it's really difficult. It reminds me of like rulebooks of City of Carez, where they had a really small rulebook with some information, but there was plenty of situations come up where there was not an answer in the rulebook, and we had to keep on referring to the phone. And
We spent a lot of time looking through the freaking FAQs
and I'm not
stuff.
that good at, trying to.
that's
Mine's
one thing
apparently
I
a lot better than
I
me.
think definitely would need to be improved in some.
Alright, let's do a bit of a verdict. Ash, this is your game, so you start.
Okay, so I like it. I've been putting off buying letters from Whitechapel since FFG released it, I can't remember, a couple of years ago or whatever now. And then as soon as I heard about Specter Ops, I just went, you know what? Sounds a bit more, high-tech sort of thing, sci-fi, cyberpunky sort of
your
thing.
genre sort of
Yes,
thing.
my genre. That is exactly what it is, and I like it. It has a traitor mechanic for 5 players, which we tried and seems to be quite a bit of a pain because I spent most of the game being accused.
I just remembered the other thing I was thinking about. Now, sorry to interrupt, Ash. When you guys were accusing Tony of being the traitor, there was no way of trying to prove he's the traitor or something like reveal or anything like that. It was just like, well, he's the traitor. We know he's the traitor.
And also,
And now we're just going to ignore him.
Yeah.
and also I decided not to say anything just in case it incriminated me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, just let them argue, don't say anything. Because I was thinking at one point you could have been like, well, if you're refusing to do it, surely if you weren't trying, you'd just reveal now to do it. And
Yeah,
I was thinking, if they realise that, and then
And-
it's like, okay, so in which case, maybe it's not Tony. It
Well,
can
the
only
problem
ever
is,
be...
part of that is possibly we've not played it before, so we don't really know what to expect from all those
Yeah.
things.
Okay, so going back to your verdict. So,
But yeah, I like it. It was fun, brain burnery, trying to work out where the hell you're going, and trying to get in your head from. Because we played reasonably well, I think. We
I don't know.
we
There
saw
were
ver-
times where I had no idea what was going
we
on.
saw virtually none of Jason, literally. So trying to work out where he was based on.
but you saw me twice. Once when I put the first mission, and the second time when you put a bullet through my head.
Yeah. So it's definitely a lot of trying to think. Okay, where would he go? Is he trying to be sneaky, sort of thing? So I liked it. I'd give it 2 thumbs up.
Okay. D.
Yeah, I thought it was very good. Very, very good. I do really like the secret movement side of things. I thought that was really quite clever. I also maybe I like the traitor mechanic more because I finally got to be the traitor for so many years. And I felt like I did it justice.
I chose him at the beginning game because I felt sorry for him.
See?
Definitely made the right choice as well. But yeah, I thought.
No, he didn't.
Really,
He should have picked
really-
Tony. He
Yeah.
definitely got away.
The prophet says I'm over here. Okay.
Really,
Right.
two thumbs up as well.
What?
Okay. Well, firstly, I felt it with a 5-player. It felt like Resistance with a purpose. Really did feel that as well, where you had that kind of hidden role thing, and it made me wonder about the 4-player and how different a game it would be. Would it be a completely different experience without that traitor in there? And I think it probably
Yeah.
would.
I think it will be,
I think it felt okay.
Yeah.
It will feel like a stray.
Now, I'm not sure whether
Us
that's
versus
to its detriment or not, whether it's a better game as a 5 with a traitor, or whether it's a better game as a 4 and the traitor. I mean, I really think the traitor mechanic made it probably twice as long as it perhaps should be.
It's
Also,
weird,
also, I
'cause
think twice as hard for you guys because
Yeah,
you
absolutely,
spent
yeah.
you
Well,
guys
we couldn't. I mean, basically,
you guys second guessed every single
Well,
move that everyone made.
you had to because you only could know. There we go. I'm a hunter.
Yeah.
This is the. I trust what I see. Anyone else might be suspicious. And one of the slight issues with this is that there is not that many ways. Like in things like Fury of Dracula, there are event cards that come up which make you reveal and things like that. There are very, very few things that do that in this. Ash's sniffing, enhanced
Ability.
senses move, pinpointed them to a degree, but we couldn't trust him. the only things which did it 100%, other than happening to stumble on them, was the assignments that you had to do, the 3 things. Then we knew you were there or within 4 spaces there because you had to immediately move away. But that being said, that's not a bad thing necessarily. I don't think it's a detriment to the game, but it made it really hard to know where the hell you were. I mean, there were times when I sat there going, I have no idea, not even a clue, that you could have been here, over there, and because you can only move 4 spaces.
Without going into detail, at one stage when me and Martin were over here and Jason was over there, I think Martin's brain exploded. He literally could not fathom how something said he went from here to here because he was 100% convinced that I was on his side.
I was, absolutely.
100%.
And 100% convinced by that.
Well,
No, that's what convinced me.
Yeah, because he still thought I was a traitor at that point, so he was like, "Oh, we can trust that," and then he's like, "No, the cake is a lie."
No, it was that move down there, where it's basically, I even said to you, one of us is the traitor, or Tony is the traitor, and I don't think, I knew what I was, and I don't think you were lying, so it has to be him, and it convinced me. And unfortunately, Tony then, in response, was like, yeah, that means I must be. He's gone around here. And so we put each other, and D went off skipping.
I'd actually suspected far earlier you were the traitor.
He even sent me a text.
I sent you that text message.
Anyway,
But that's sort of the problem with the 5-player game. You can't rely on anything you find, whereas in the 4, everything you'd see is factually accurate.
Yeah.
And so
would that make the game for the agent less entertaining as well?
I actually
it's probably more tense.
It's more chess.
I actually think this is almost 2 games in one.
Yeah,
I really
do, yeah.
I do. I think the traitor mechanic changes it a completely game. We were just saying as well because I think Tony's character, the post-con whatever,
The prophet with post-cognition.
If we played this game again as a traitor 5-player, we would deal out the traitor cards to people and then reveal the characters.
Yeah.
Because if I was the agent again, I would definitely choose that guy as the traitor. Because that ability was just so annoying.
The characters, the character abilities are quite interesting as well because there's 2 of these hunters that have kind of
aggressive
information type abilities. Like I could
tech support.
I could use the car to scan, and you could find out where he'd been a couple turns ago. Whereas these 2 only were kind of aggressive combat type. I mean, you had a hunting type ability, but it was when you were close to them. And so, why would you pick on the ones which do fighty stuff and are no benefit to you really? When you can completely obfuscate where you're actually going.
Yeah.
But to cut a long story short, I thought it was really good.
How about you, Tom?
Enjoyed the game, as I say. Mark's pretty much said what I was going to say, so I'm sorry. Add to that. Yes, I think the powers. I think that I enjoyed it with the 2 type scanning that trying to track down, trying to lead the other 2 in.
Don't forget the car as well. The car's scanning as well.
Well, I actually thought the combination of him in the car doing the post-cognition,
being driven around,
being able to do the
we did sort of go for that tactic. Me in the car being driven around by the puppet, so I could move and also use the
it would be nice, and I'm sure it will happen with expansions if they bring out some more hunters. So they actually mix them up. So the prophet isn't in every game.
Yeah.
Well, in a 4-player game, obviously you only get 3 of the
absolutely
stuff.
But I can see the puppet being the one left out all the time.
Yeah, I don't think he was that. Well, I mean, it was useful.
It's either Dee's character or
I can sometimes you might choose puppet over the gun.
Because I think your ability of sniffing out stuff once he's told you where to go in from 2 turns ago, and then someone else uses the car to pinpoint which direction.
One thing is the gun has no information-based abilities.
Yeah.
It's just still damage.
Well, nor does the puppet really. You just activate something.
You can do it when you're nowhere near there as well. So that's sort of like an
So you
information.
can position the car in a good position
You can do
and
the heightened senses. So all of them have.
The problem with that ability was though, the car stays on the roads, and this car could be over here, whereas I'm over here. And when I find out the agent's over here, it's like, it's going to take me a long time to walk over there. And that was the issue with that guy. He couldn't capitalise on it. So really, it was down to the people that were up there.
Yeah.
Got to points where it's just like, he's kind of over there. You guys better deal with it because I'm nowhere close.
And of course, that makes us think you're the traitor.
Anyway, we digress.
Not really.
Thumbs up from.
Yeah, I thought
So-
Yeah, thumbs up.
Yeah, from me too as well. I thought it was excellent. I mean, from my perspective as the agent, I thought it was really tense. There was not a point during this game where I thought, freaking hell, I'm scot free here.
Really? Some of the points looked like you were like, yeah.
No, I was giving the impression, but every turn I'm sitting there thinking, holy Christ, where am I going to go?
I've heard other people say about this that when you're playing as the agent, whenever they kind of go near your square or point at their square, you could be around here something, you have to look like Stony Games. Pretend that you're all nonchalant about, no, we're near there, that's fine.
I even try to mix up my emotions as well. When you guys like saying, "Oh, is he over here?" You would do the sniffing thing, and I look at my sheet. I'm not even looking at anything in particular, just looking, just to make sure that I can throw some scent off. Because
That was his entire first couple of turns that I had it pinpointed virtually.
yeah, every turn I was like, "Oh, there's something going on here. I'm obviously doing something wrong." But yeah, no, I think that was a definite 5 thumbs up from us because I think it was good. I think the rulebook needs some issues because there was a lot of things that came up where we just didn't have the
Yeah,
answers.
it just wasn't, I mean, it needs to be filled out really with a few like provisos.
It's
Yeah.
also
This happens,
it's
this
also
time.
a bit of a game, really, with the hidden mechanic and that, where lots of odd things can turn up.
Yeah.
So, by the nature of the game that it's going to be, it needs.
But I also definitely agree with you, Mott. I think this is resistance with the board, which makes it much better.
No, it's like my views on trains. It's a deck builder with a board, which
Yeah.
makes it.
Yeah, but it is a deck builder with a board though.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. It's like a step up.
It's interesting as well. I really think they could have almost on a modular board, maybe had a frame with like a A to Z and a 1 to 20 along the top sort of thing, and then you had modular tiles to really mix up the thing. I'm
Just to make
surprised.
your hidden movement.
Actually, maybe what the game
Well, it could be
needs is
black.
like Imperial Assault, a rule book, and a reference guide that covers those odd situations.
Well, we might have to do this game again sometime soon. Maybe as a full game where we.
I think we should do it as a 4
Yeah,
to
you-
see what
Yeah.
this
Be
is
done
like.
again as a
Because I think it's definitely a different game. I really do. Okay, well that's enough from us. Hope you enjoyed us with our overview of Specter Ops, and we'll see you again with the next game.